Hey, what's up? My name is Mike Toledo. I do a lot of podcasting. I do a lot of video editing for another channel. If you haven't checked that out, check that channel out. It's called Dent Time. I'll put that link down there on the description. But I do vlogs, I do tutorials, and I podcast a lot. So I'd like to show you my little office, little studio here. I do have one at home as well. Some of the components at home are a little bit better, but I think you'll dig this little setup here. It's almost kind of like in a closet. So let's go take a look. All right, welcome to my little studio. I'll close the door here. Now, before we get into that, it's definitely important that you make sure that your room is somewhat treated. It doesn't have to be like completely dead treated, but it does help. I'm still working on it. I'm still going to put some more foam all the way around here and up around, but a lot of important is to make sure that your door or behind you is kind of treated too, because that reflection will bounce back and forth, and you don't want that. So you don't want that echo. I put some bass traps up here and whatnot. You probably hear that little noise, so I turn this noise off here. Let's just do that so be more quiet. So I turn that off. It's usually my security going around, but let's get started here. First of all, I got a power conditioner that basically manages all the power that goes to my mixers and to my mic pre's and my gate limiter. So this is a live wire. It's really cheap. You can get it for like under $100. There's better ones out there. I have a home studio one too, but the components are better. But here, this is where I can do my quick edits. Nothing too deep. If I need to do a podcast, I've got it set up here. You might think that this is my main setup. It's not. It's just a real clean, small setup. I've got a PreSonus HP4, which is a headphone monitor, which is, if you're getting into podcasting or doing some video editing, I highly recommend this. This is really, really helpful. If you are doing podcasting and you want your voice to sound better, I would get a DBX 286S. It's a mic preamp processor. It has somewhat of a, expander. Actually, it has a de-esser. It's basically to enhance your voice, and it does a fantastic job. I'm not going to get into all the details. You can go on YouTube, and you can definitely check out what it can do for you. The most important component over this is definitely get yourself a gate limiter. That's going to cut out all the sound in the background or anybody talking maybe in the next room or hums or anything like that you can think of. This is it. And this is a 4-channel. Been very happy with it. It's fairly inexpensive, $150, and you're definitely going to want to consider getting that. Actually, it's a must. Not consider, get it. Especially if you're on a budget, get it. I've had the DBX 166S, and I would probably get this again. And even though it's cost more, it's only a two channel, but this is a 4-channel, and I think you get the most bang for your buck out with that. Now going to the mixer, I have a 1202 VLC-Z4, and I run my mic that goes in here, my iPad that comes in through here, and then I've got my computer that comes through here, and then I've got my main outs that go into my recorder to the Zoom 5, and that's how I play it safe. This isn't a USB mixer, so it's just straight power. I use before I get to the audio interface, you definitely, if you want to think about getting some decent headphones for what you do, get the Sennheiser 598 closed edition, and it's going to run you about $100. If you want the more expensive ones, which they do sound better, 598s, they're the open edition. That's going to run you about $160, $170, something like that. But for about $100, awesome. And if you're going to be talking a lot, they're very comfortable. They're suede headphones, so you're gonna like those. And they do come with a phone attachment for the iPhone or your Droid, then they have a longer cord too. So it's really, really comfortable. As far as my audio interface, I use the Apollo Twin Duo Thunderbolt. I don't use it for what musicians use it for. I just straight use it for an audio interface. Now I know you're probably going, wow, that's probably way overkill. So you paid a lot of money for that. Yeah, but I'm planning to use it for other things too in the future. Right now I just use it as the audio interface, and it's really, really good audio interface. So if you're thinking about getting a really, really good audio interface and you can use it for other things, the Apollo Twin is just fantastic. You can put other preamps and connect it, and you got digital stuff you can add, all kinds of crap you can do with that thing. I have an iPad which I run Boss Jock off of, from the iPad back into the mixer, so I can play my sound bites or maybe something, some sound effects, whatnot. I have these Yamaha monitors. I've had other ones, like I've had the M Audios at home. I like them, don't get me wrong, but these are just all around really, really good, the Yamahas. And this is my Mac Air. Again, this is not a permanent setup, so if I need to just take my computer, I can just unhook these 4 things and I'm good to go. I do run a Mix Minus, which is, you'll see that little iMic thing right there, a white piece right there, that's an iMic. So I don't have 2 audio interfaces, so that works as a separate audio interface. It goes from the computer to the mixer, from the mixer back to the computer, so you don't hear that that echo, that when you're interviewing somebody, they don't hear themselves. Far as the microphone, this is an RE27. It is a fantastic mic. It's a little expensive, but it's a fantastic microphone. It gives you a little more high end than the RE20. It's just a workhorse microphone, and it's an all around. I really actually I have at home is a PR40, which I'm gonna get that one too. But you can't go wrong with this one. The RE20 it's a long time workhorse in the radio. And you'll see this in ESPN too, here and there, the RE20 as well. The PR40, or the P40, PR40, Heil PR40 is definitely something, if you're a podcaster, you might want to look into that one too, but I just don't have it in front of me. I have in my my iPhone holder, I use a magnet, so if I need to just look at something, just pop it right there. I have a cordless keyboard. And this is a pretty cool keyboard here. It can run your iPad, it can run your computer for you wireless, it can run your tablet wireless, so you don't need to keep tapping things and yada yada. 2 hard drives to make sure everything's ran right and backed up. I don't run anything off my computer except the program itself. So there you go. This is my little mini studio, and I hope you guys dig it. And I'm a big fiend on how things look too. So if you notice, I keep the cables really clean and tight. There's no crazy cables going left and right. And, just the main power cables above it. But that's it. That's how I roll.